of operating the pasteuriser is the morning demonstration that your divert valve is working. This is a legal requirement and it's part of our asset plan. So you've finished your 20 minutes of sterilisation, and we want to show that the pasteuriser will divert. So the first thing to do is to switch the heater off, because it's running at 82 and you've got to get it down to 72 to demonstrate the valve. So we reset the button here, it's set at 82, press the reset button, and then the 82 becomes the red number, and we buzz it down to 74, press the right hand button again, and we've now got it set at our pasteurising temperature of 74. The legal requirement is 72, but we work at 74 because there's less interruptions to the work. This button, which you've had on full for the sterilising, you now want to switch it to auto, and that means that the product coming out will roughly obey what you've set on this lower product out button. And we've got that set at 35. We might move it down to 30 if the milk's too hot, or we might put it up to 37 if we're making alpine or Gurney Gold. So we've switched the heater off, we've set it at pasteurising temperature, we check that flow control is on auto, we want the milk inlet valve should be on shut, and to speed up the process of cooling down, we're going to let water out of the system. So to let water out of the system, we're disconnecting the blue pipe here. We're going to swill it with some peracetic acid and then connect the hook, and hot water's going to come out of here, and that's quite useful to us. So we'll attach it to a bucket or a vat or something where we can collect the useful hot water. So to allow the hot water out, we're going to put these two black tacks to horizontal. So you push them slightly away and rotate. And you do them both at the same time to prevent it going into overpressure. And as the hot water goes out and you've switched the heater off, the temperature will begin to go down, and you'll see the red number up here begin to count down. It will take 5 minutes or so, so you can do some jobs while it's cooling, but just keep your eye on that red temperature, and when it gets down to about, say, 76, 75, make sure that you're over here, because what you're doing is you're listening for an alarm, and at the time the alarm blows you want to be looking at the numbers in the top left of this display, because you need to record the number up there the moment you hear that noise. So have your eyes on there, hear the noise, remember that number, because that's your pasteurising down temperature. When you hear the noise, switch your heater on again, and the temperature will start to rise. And reset your buttons so that we're ready to pasteurize the milk. This one should be on auto. This key should be to auto. If your vats are ready to receive milk, this one can go to auto. The end of milk needs to go to the left. If there's no milk available, this might happen if the milk's not been delivered or the tap on the tank hasn't been on. This will be ringing because it's telling you you've got no milk. And gradually, the temperature will rise, and watch your actual temperature again. It will have gone down to maybe 65 or 50 when the divert valve goes. But when you've turned the heater on, it will gradually climb again. Again, if you've got a few minutes, you can do something. But when that gets to about 68, make sure you're here looking at this recorder, because again, there will be a noise from the alarm, and you need to read the temperature there the moment you hear that noise. And as well as hearing the noise and recording the temperature of the pasteuriser up alarm, you're checking that these two numbers in the top left-hand corner of the two thermometers agree with each other by 1 degree centigrade. Check that the little file symbol for the chip is green, which shows that it's recording, because we have to keep this graph for legal purposes. Now, after it's reached temperature, you've got water for about 2 minutes coming out before your milk's coming out. So you've got time to get yourself organised, sterilise your hook, and get over to your vat. So if we scroll this forward so we can look at how this shows up on the graph, you'll see that the green line, when the alarm blew, the green line has moved from 95 to 100. And that demonstrates that the fail-safe system has worked. So as the temperature went down, the green line went up. Then as the temperature, the red line, rises again, and it's going to 74. Look at this and check that it is on 74. It is on 74. Because if we overheat the milk, we get bad cheese. We want 74 there. As it rises, the divert valve allows flow again because the milk is pasteurised, and you see that green line go down from 100 to 95. And we want it running at 95, showing that we have the auto divert on, and we have a fail-safe to protect our pasteurised milk while we're collecting the product.